This is practice paper 2. Master the calculator section. Okay, let's continue. So the musician has a new song available for downloading or streaming. So we have two cases, downloading and streaming. And the musician earns this much each time the song is downloaded. Okay, so 0.09 for D downloading. I think they use D times. Okay, and stream is times. Plus 0.02 each time the song is streamed. So 0.002 streamed. Alright, so obviously 0.09D is this one. Okay, so this is just application of linear equation. The second question, a quality control manager at the factory selected 7 light bulb at random for inspection out of 400 light bulb produced. Okay, 7 out of 400. This is our rate. At this rate, how many light bulbs will be inspected if the factory produced 20,000 light bulbs? Okay, how many are we going to produce if how many inspected if you have 20,000? So when you work this out, this will be removed by 4, 1 by 4, 5, 15. So when you crisscross upside, the value of x will be 315. Okay, question number 2. One end of the spring is attached to the ceiling. Okay, the equation is given. This is linear equation where 1.35 is the slope. When an object mass m is attached to the other end of the spring stretch. Okay, so what's the question? What is m when L is 23? Just direct substitution. Okay, so 24 plus 3.5 times 73. Use calculator. And finally, okay, I'm using mobile. I'm not recommending you to use mobile. Just 3.5 times 3.5 times 73, and when you add this with 24, you'll get D. Okay, so question number 4 and 5 refers to the following formulas. The amount of money performed earned is directly proportional to the formula. Okay, the amount of money, let's use m. M is directly proportional to the number of people attending. Let the number of people be n. So change this to equality, so you have to multiply this by some constant n. Okay, this is m. All right, so the performer earns 120 at the performance where 8 people attending. So this will help you to find that constant. So the money is $120 and we have k and 8. So when you divide the value of k is going to be, okay, by 8, 4, 2, 4, 30, it's 15. Okay, so our equation become m is equals to 15k. Okay, so how much money will the performer earns when 20 people are attending? So you just multiply 15 by 20. That gives you 300. Okay, question number 5. The performer used 43% of the money earned to pay the cost involved and putting on each performance. The rest of the money earned is performer's profits. Okay, the rest. What's the performer profit? Profit makes at the performance where 8 people are attending. So it is talking about the previous $120. So if 43% is the cost, the rest, that is 57%, will be his profit. 57%, 100 times he has, when there was 8 people, he earns $120. So when you work this one, this will be cancelled. So 5.7 times 12. Calculated the common now. All right, so let's move on. 5.7 times 12, so 68.4. Okay, when 4 times the number x added to 12, 4 times the number x is added 12, the result is 8. What number result when 2 times x is added to 7? Okay, 2 times x plus 7. So we're asked to find. So the easiest thing is just divide the whole by 2. and this goes to 2x plus 6, okay, is equals to 4. Since what we need is 7, add 1 in both sides, so the value become 5. 7. Y is equals to x squared minus 6x plus 8 is given. The equation above represents a parabola in the xy plane, which is the following equivalent form of equation displaying, okay, this is the point, x-intercept of the parabola at a constant or at the coefficient. So obviously this is almost the same. This is vertex form, and this is not completed factor form, and this is written in the x-intercept. It's easy to find the x-intercept here. X minus 2 is equal to 0 and x minus 4 is equal to 0. Okay, so the answer would be this one. Alright, in video game, each player starts the game with the K points and loses 2 points each time a task is not completed. This is the initial. Okay, if a player who gains no additional points and fails to complete 100 tasks, okay, whenever he lose a task, okay, 2 points, he's going to miss 2 points. Okay, and the task miscarried. So if he lose or if he failed to complete 100 tasks, obviously this is the point that he's going to lose. Okay, and but in general he has a score of it has a score of 200 points. That is the value. What's the value of K? Okay, this is the point anyway. K is the point. Okay, he's going to, or the player going to lose 2 points when he lose 1 point. I mean when he failed to complete 1. Therefore, in general, if he just lose, this is the number of games he lost or failed to complete, 100. And then in general, he at this time the player has 200. I'm saying here, no. Okay, so K is going to be 400. 9. The worker uses forklift to move boxes that weigh either 40 pounds and 45 pounds. Let X be the number of 40 pounds. Okay. So let it be that's for 40x, and Y the number of 65 pounds. So 65 pounds. The forklift can carry up to either 45 boxes. So the number of boxes, that's X and Y, okay, or should be up to, which means less than or equals to 45. Okay, so the only choice that makes this true is this is 2. These 2 are wrong. So I have this one, either this one or this one. But in this case, it should be a multiple, not a division. So this is wrong. The answer is A. Okay, you don't have to finish. Okay, this is still less than or equals to 2400. Okay, so 10. A function f satisfies f of t is equals 3, f of 3, and g satisfies g of 3, g of 4. What's the value of g of, okay, this is g of 3 is 2, okay, and then f of 2 is 3. Done. 11. The number of hours. Tony is planning to read a novel. Okay, the information is given here. The table above show the information. I mean the Tony reading. If Tony reads at the rate given in the table, okay, at the rate, which one is the rate? Okay, number of hours Tony planned to read, then read the novel per day, in 1 day. In 1 day, he just planned to read 3 hours. Do I have any other rate? Number of part, and this not rate, this not rate. Okay, number of words Tony read per minute. This is rate. So in 1 minute, Tony read 215. What? Number of words. Okay, 250 words in 1 minute. Okay, how many words anyways he had? Number of pages in the novel? No, the number of words. There we have the words. Okay, Tony read this one. So what's the question anyway? Which of the following is close to the number of days it would take Tony to read the entire novel? So what we need is the number of days. Okay, so Let's divide this one because this is the total number of words. I have 349 168. Okay, let's divide by 250 so that I will get the total number of minutes. So use calculator. 349 168 divided by 215. So I have, okay, let me write it here. Okay, I have kind of 1396.67 stop minutes. So let's divide this by the number of hours. Okay, this is minutes. So since we're talking about hour, let's divide this by 60 hours. Let's divide this divided by 16 divided by 16. So I have around 23 hours. Okay, 23 hours. So this means how many days it takes. In one day, 3 hours. So 23 hours took how many days? I have to again divide this by 3. Okay, divide this again by 3. That goes to 7.7 something, 7.7. So it's close to 8 days. It took him 8 days. 12. In January 1, 2000, there was this much ton of trash in landfill that had a capacity. This is the total capacity. So everything should be like this. Each year since then, the amount of trash in the landfill increased by this much. This is kind of rates. If y represent the time and year after. Okay, which one of the following inequality describes the set of years where the landfill is at or above the capacity? At or above. So above the capacity. So obviously this was the initial. So the only choice that has this as initial is this one. I think so. Yeah. Okay, plus this change every year. This should be above or at. This is less than or equals to greater than or equals to 325,000. So D is good. 13. The researcher conducted a survey to determine whether the people in a certain large town prefer watching sport on television to attending the sporting events. The researcher asked 117 people who visited the local restaurant on Saturday. Okay, and 7 people refused to respond. So which of the following factors makes it less likely that reliable conclusion can be drawn about the sport watching? Okay, all people in the town. I think the first thing that he just choose the people from restaurants. Why? All right. So it's not sample size, it's not population size, it's not the number of people refuse to sport. No, it is where the researcher is taking. Okay, 14. Okay, this information is given. So according to the line of best fit in the now, which of the following best approximate the year in which the number of miles traveled by air passengers in the country X was estimated to be 515 billion. So I think the vertical is the number of miles traveled. Okay, in billion, this is the year. Okay, 515 is here. Let me bring it here, and then let me guess. Okay, so if I take this one is 200 to 2005, so it's between these two. Okay, which choice? No, yes. Okay, between 2000 and 2005. Alright, the distance traveled by the Earth in one orbit around the Sun is given. Earth makes one complete orbit around the Sun in 1 year. One of the following, which is close to the average speed. Speed is, as you know, distance over time. So our distance is this much, and then it takes in 1 year. Let it be 365 days. Okay, let's divide that in 365 days first. Therefore, when you 580,000,000, okay, 6 zeros, divided by 365 days. So you have 158,904. Okay, but the question is, what's the average speed in mile per hour? But what we get per day. So per hour, so I have to divide this again by 24 hours. This is per day, divided by 24 hours. So that goes to 6,000. No, 66. Yeah, 66. Yeah, that's around 66 something. Okay, 24 hour. Okay, so let's go to 16. Okay, results in the bar exam law school graduates. Okay, the table I will summarize 200 law school ምናምን if one of the following surveyed graduate who passed. Okay, if one of the surveyed graduate who passed the exam. Okay, I have this column because it's talking about who passed the exam, chosen at random from the interview. What's the probability the person chosen did not? Which means it's talking about this. Alright, so this is the comment section. This is talking about this one. So 7, and the total is here 25. Okay. Okay, so let's move on. 18. A survey was taken of the value of home in a country, and it was found that the mean home value was this much. Okay, the mean, and the median is this much. Let's compare. Okay, now which of the following situation could explain the difference between the mean and median? The homes have values that are close to each other. Wait, first, as you can see, the median is here. Okay, median is here and the mean is here. The mean is greater than the median. Okay, which means if there are outliers, if there are data which are away from the mean, okay, if they pull the mean either to the higher or to the lower. So based on this, since you have more mean, means there are data which are outliers, okay, which are away from the given data. So the home there are a few homes that are valued much less than. No, there are homes that are valued much more than. Okay, there are some datas. Okay, if this is your data, so there are some outliers here. Okay, in this case there are homes. Okay, there are a few homes that are valued much more than the rest. Okay, usually the median is fixed. Okay, it's the mean which is pulled. Okay, 1920 refers to the following information. The sociologists choose 300 students at random from each of the two schools and asked each student's home. A sociologist choose 300 students at random from each of the two schools. We have two schools, I think, here. Each student, how many siblings he or she has. The result of it. Okay, there are a total of 2,400 students in Lincoln School and 3,300 at Washington. Okay, so what's the first question? The first question here is, which of the following, okay, which of the following, what is the median? What's the median number of siblings for all the students surveyed? So we have 300. It's even, so half of 300 is 115, so the 115s and 151's term over 2, or just the median. So we have 120, 115 is here, 151 is here again, so 1 plus 1 is 2, half of 2 is 1. Okay, the second question is here, based on the survey data, which of the following most accurately compare the expected total number of students with 4 siblings at the two schools? So we are going to work on this. Okay, so the total number of siblings with 4 siblings, the total number of students with 4 siblings is expected to be equal to the two schools. No, we don't know. Wait, the total number of students with 4 siblings at Lincoln School is expected to be more than at Washington. Let's calculate. Okay, this is the total number of students I have at Lincoln. So let's divide with 300. So 2400 divided by 300. So that is going to be 8. Okay, this is at Lincoln. And then let's work on Washington. 3300 divided by 300. So that goes to 11. So I have to multiply by 10. Okay, we have 10 at Lincoln School was 4 siblings, and the same is here 10. So this is 110, and we have here 18. So the difference is 13. Therefore, the total number of 4 siblings Washington School is expected 110 is at Washington. Yeah, Washington is 30 more than Lincoln. Okay. Okay. It's Washington which has more siblings. Okay. 21. A project manager estimated that the project will take X hours to complete, where X is greater than, okay, here is estimation. So the goal is for the estimate to be within 10 hours of the time it will actually take to complete the project. If the manager made the goal, and it will take Y hours to complete the project, which one of the following inequality represents the relation between estimated and actual? Okay, so the estimated is X and the actual is Y. Okay, so since it meets the goal, obviously the difference should be within 10. So the difference between the actual Y and the predicted, okay, the predicted hour should be, this difference should be within 10 hours, so it should be less than 10 hours. Okay, within. So based on the definition of absolute value, this is the same as minus 10 less than Y minus X and Y minus 6 less than 10. This is it. Okay, so the other one is here 2020, and she refers to this as a large distance are from the radio antenna. The intensity of this is the formula of intensity, okay, related to the power P of the formula. Okay, which of the following express the square of the distance from the radio antenna in terms of, okay, in terms of intensity of the radio signal and the power. So as you can see here, you are asked to find R squared in terms of the rest. So what you do is just switch, okay, switch R squared and I. Done. That's all. So when you do that, P over, the only choice even that have P on the top is B. Wow, easy. Okay, 23. For the signal, for the same signal emitted by a radio antenna, emitted by a radio antenna, observer A, we have two observers. Observer A measured the intensity to be 6 times the intensity measured by observer B. So intensity of observer A is 16 times intensity of observer B. Okay, so observer A from the radio antenna is what fraction of observer A is what fraction of the distance of observer B. Okay, I'm asked to find A over IB, R, sorry. Okay, you're asked the distance. Okay, so intensity, as you know, is power over 4 pi R. In this case, our R is A squared, observer A. So since they have the same power, the same signal, so again the same thing here, 4 pi R B squared times 16. So cancel out the P, cancel out the 4 pi and 4 pi. We have here 1 over RA squared is equals to 16 over RB squared. So since I'm asked to find this ratio, I have to take this ratio as well. So RA over RB, okay, RB the whole squared is going to be 1 over 16. So obviously RA over RB is 1 over 4. Okay, 1 over 4. This is 16. Okay, there you have the equation of circle in the xy plane is shown about what's the radius. Since you are asked to find, this is the equation of the circle in expanded form. So to find the radius, what we need is we need to focus on the left part. So r squared is equals to -1 here plus half of the coefficient of 4, the coefficient of x4. Half of 4 is 2 squared, 4, add 4 here, plus half the coefficient of y, which is -2, which is half minus 1, 1 minus 1 squared is 1. So this will be cancelled out, so r squared is 4, r is 2. The graph, the linear function f has intercept at the, okay, let's just roughly draw. Okay, so this is what I have. So it crossed the x-axis at A and the y-axis at B. This is the graph. So obviously it passed through the third and the second, the fourth, first and second. Obviously the slope is negative. So if A and B are equal, the sum is 0, which means they are equal in magnitude but opposite sign in the opposite direction, which is the following is true about the slope of the graph. the slope is obviously negative, okay, according to this graph. Or you can even determine the slope here. Okay, look, 0 minus b over a minus 0, so it's minus b over a, okay, it's just negative. 26, in the complete graph of the function f is shown in the xy above, which is the following is equals to 1. Okay, to get the value of y or f of x1, that is here, the value of x must be between 1 and, what's this, 1 2 3, between 1 and 3. Okay, so any value between 1 and 3 gives you the value of x gives you 1. So this is not between, this is 1.4, it works, this is 3, it works. So the choice that contains 2 and 3 will be the answer. Just you can substitute here. Okay, when x is 1 you get 1, when x is 2 you get 1, when x is 3 you get 1. That's the point. 27. Okay, 27, this is big. What? All right, okay, so in your assessment, of course, I would rather skip this, kind of too much, and then if I will be back when I really solve this problem. Okay, anyways, let's move on. Two samples of water of equal mass are heated to 60 degrees Celsius. Okay, both start from the same, that's from 60 degrees Celsius. As you can see, it starts at the same time. One sample is poured into the insulated container. Insulated is just a little square here. And the other sample is poured into non-insulated container, which is a dot. The sample are then left for 70 minutes here, okay, in a room having a temperature of 25 degrees centigrade. The graph above shows the temperature of each sample at a 10 minutes interval. Which of the following statements is correct compared to the average rate at which the temperature of the two samples change? Okay, it's talking about in general average rate, change in y, change in x, change in temperature, change in time. Okay, in every 10 minutes interval, the magnitude of, when it says of course every, there is a question every choice. The magnitude of the rate of change of temperature of the insulated sample is greater than that of the non-insulated. No. The first thing, look at this one. Let's here do something. Okay, let's do for the first 10 minutes. Okay, for the non-insulated, it changed. Let it be, this one is, let it be 51. Okay, the change is 9, and for the non-insulated, the change from 62, let this one is, for example, 42. The change is from 60 to 60 minus 42, that is 18. You see, so there is a big change here. So in 10 minutes interval, the non-insulated water cools down as fast compared to the insulated. So it's not the same for every 10-minute interval. Again, for every 10 minutes. This is kind of generalizing. In the interval from 0 to 10 minutes and from 10 to 10 minutes. Let's see, okay, the first one. The rate of change of the temperature of the insulated sample are the greater in magnitude from 0 to 10. From 0 to 10, okay, from 0 to 10, the insulated is greater, of course. Okay. The magnitude, the rate of change. The rate of change for non-insulated is greater. Okay, that's 18. That one is 9. Okay, so this is still wrong. Okay, this is wrong. In the interval from 0 to 10 minutes, and from, okay, the rate of change of the temperature of non-insulated sample are, okay, this is greater. Okay, this is the answer. You don't have to check for like from 10 to 20. If it does give sense, or if it is the same for both, you will do it. Okay, don't double check. Okay, in xy plane above, ABCD is square. Okay, the ABCD is square and point A is the center of the square. The coordinate of the point C and D are given. So respectively, which one is the following an equation of the line that pass through the point B and D? So we need the equation of this. Okay, so we need 2 points. Look, but the point is from the property of square, the diagonal perpendicularly bisect. So if I get the slope of AC, okay, let's find the slope. C is given. So to find the slope, 0, 0, minus 2. 0 minus 2 over 1 minus 7. This is minus 2 over minus 6, 1/3. So the slope of this line is 1/3. So the slope of this line is the negative reciprocal, which is minus 3. So the equation y is equals to minus 3x. Okay, which choice gives me minus 3x? Of course, these two. So these two are wrong. So I need to find here the y-intercept. So when I multiply the y, it says the y-intercept is minus 3. Is it? I mean the y-intercept is minus 1. No. The y-intercept is minus 1. No. No. The y-intercept should be positive here. I'm expecting the y-intercept to be positive. I think this is the choice that gives you positive y-intercept. Okay. Sometimes use logic. Of course, you can just substitute one of the point E here to check, but you don't have to do that way. Plus B. So to find B, just substitute this one. Okay, this one here, and instead of y0 and instead of x1. Okay, but logically, the y-intercept should be positive. All right. So 29. Y is equals to 3. Y is equals this much in the system of equation. And we are going, which one of the following value of A and B does the system equation have exactly two real solution? Okay, this is talking about discriminant. So if it has exactly two solution, b squared minus 4ac must be greater than 0, but it should be in that form. So instead of y, substitute 3. This is the same as 3. So write this as ax squared plus b minus 3 is equal to 0. So A is A, we don't have B, and this is C. So we don't have B. So minus 4, A is A, and C is B minus 3. This should be greater than 0. Of course, when you divide both sides by minus 4, you have A times B minus 3 is less than 0. So to have this situation, okay, if this is negative, okay, if b minus 3 is negative, this should be positive. Okay, this should be positive. All right, this should be positive. So in this case, if b is less than, for example, 3, okay, if b is less than 0, like 2, okay, 2, the value of a must be positive, but it says negative. No. Okay, let's do the other way around. If a is less than 0, so b minus 3 must be greater than 0. So in this case, b must be greater than 3. If I take, for example, 4, so the value of a must be negative. Okay, if I take b4, the value of a, this is the only choice that gives the value of a as negative. So this will be the answer. 13. The figure above shows a regular hexagon with side length a and a square with side length a. If the area of the hexagon is, okay, what's special about area of hexagon? Hexagon is the radius and the radius and side lengths are equal. Okay, so area of hexagon, you should remember here, the side squared root 3 over 2. This is the formula to find area of hexagon. Keep this thing in your mind, or if you forget this one, you can even determine. This is isosceles equilateral triangle. Okay, having side length is s. So area of equilateral triangle is s squared root 3 over 4. Okay, since you have 6 of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just multiply by 6. Okay, anyways, this is the same as 384 root 3. Cancel out root 3. Okay, so this is the same. So to find s squared, which is of course the area of the square that we're looking for, is 2/3 of 384. When you use calculator, let me use calculator, that gives me around 215. Okay, this is the same as 215. Okay, let's move on to the grading section. Okay, the first one, the coastal geologist estimated that, at a rate of 1. Okay, a coastal geologist estimated that a certain countries which are eroding at a rate of this, which means the rate is 1.5 feet. It erodes 1.5 feet per year in 1 year. per year. Okay, so according to the geologist estimate, how long will it take in year for the country's beach to erode by 21 feet? Okay, so 1.5 feet in a year, in 1 year. So 21 feet takes how long? So we just divide 21 by 1.5. This gives you, when you use calculator, okay, 21, okay, that is 21 divided by 1.5, so it takes 14 years. So it takes 14 years. If HR and 30 minutes is equals to 415, this is the same as 13 plus HR. The hour changed to minutes, so that is 16 plus H. So when you work this out, okay, 16H is equals to 420. So when you divide, H is I think is 7. Oh, 16 is just 7. Okay, just 7. 33. In the xy plane, the point 36 lies on the graph of the function this. What's the value? It lies, which means it satisfies. So instead of y or f of x, substitute this instead of x3. So which means 6 is equals to x3 squared 927 minus 3x plus 12. So when you work this out, so 6 is this is going to be 39 minus 3x. So when you subtract both sides 39, you have negative 33 is equals minus 3x. So if you divide both sides by 3, you will get 11. So the value of b will be 11. Actually, in this case, it should be instead of x. So this should be b. Okay. So in one semester, Doug and Laura spent a combined 250 hours in the tutorial lab. Combined. So if Doug spent 40 more, okay, this means it's a system of linear equation. So combined means L plus D is equals to 215, but in this case Doug spent 14 more than Laura. So how many hours did Laura? So we need to find L. So instead of D, substitute this one. So L plus 14 plus L is equals to 215. When you work this one, if you subtract both sides by 14 and divide by again 2L by 210, so L will be 105. Okay. Jane made an initial deposit to saving account. Each week thereafter she deposits a fixed amount to account. The question about model the amount. So probably you will be asked either 18 or 15. 15 is the initial, 18 is the rate of change. So what's the question according to them? How many dollar was Jane's initial, which is obviously 15. Okay, 36 index in the figure above. Point O is the center of the circle line, LM and MN are tangent. Okay, if it is tangent, it means we have here 90 degree. Okay, respectively. The segment intersect at M. Okay, if the circumference of the circle is given 96, what is the length of LN? Which LN? This is still LN and this one is LN. Okay, let me probably it is asking just the small LN. Okay, minor LN. Okay, let's take the ratio here. Just the ratio. Take the ratio of this side with the whole, with the circumference, which is 96. And then let's take this angle. This angle is, if this is 60, if this is 90, you have quadrilateral for side. 1990 is 180, subtract from 360, that's 180. Again, subtract 60, you have 120. So this is 120 central angle, which is the same as LN. So 120 degree over the total is 360 degree. So take this ratio. So this is going to be 1/3. So 96 ln is 1/3 of 96, which is 32. So ln will be 32. Okay, question number 37. I refer the following information. A botanist is cultivating a rare species of plant in controlled environment and currently has this much number of those plants. The population of this species that the botanist is expected to grow next year can be estimated by using this year's by the equation. Okay, what does K in this formula is the number of plants the environment is able to support. According to the formula, what will be the number of plants 2 years from now? 2 years from now means now you have 3,000, so you have to do for next year, and then you have to do after next year too. Okay, so let's calculate for next year. So next year, this year is 3,000, okay, plus 0.2 times this year is again 3,000, okay, 1 minus 3,000 divided by K is 4,000. Okay, this means this will be cancelled when you subtract 3/4 from 1, so you have 1/4. So this means 3,000. Actually, you can use calculator. When you multiply this, that is going to be 600 times 1/4. 1/4 of 600 is half is, okay, 115. So this means 3150 will be what we have this year. So I mean next year. After next year, use this as initial. So 3150 plus this year 0.2 times, and instead of this 3150, okay, just do the same thing here. We have, okay, of course this is 1 minus 3150 over 4,000. Okay, when you work this out using calculator, okay, let me just simply multiply. This is going to be zeros. 315 is going to be 613. Okay, let me now this will be from 400 315 is from 400 315 is no 15 is we have 85. So we have 85 over 400. So let's do this one. When you calculate this out, you will get kind of, all right, so 6 zeros times 85, okay, divided by 400. So we have okay, we have this is the same as 3.875. Add this with the current one, which is 3150, plus 3150. So approximately we have around, according to my calculator, it's the same as 3.875. So this is close to 3284. So 3284 will be the answer. Okay, let's move on to the botanists would like to increase the number of plants that the environment can support, so that the population of the species will increase more rapidly. If the botanic goal is the number of plants will be increased from 3,000 to this much next year. So the difference, okay, this is next year, this is this year. How many plants must the modified environment support? So I'm asking to find K. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so next year next year is 360 is equals to, this year is 3,000 plus 0.2 times 3,000 here, okay, times, okay, 1 minus this year is 3660 over K. That's what we need. What we need is the value of K. So anyway, subtract 3,000 from both sides. So we have here 360 is equals 0.2 times 3,000. Of course, we can simplify this. 1 minus 36 okay, this here is 3,000 over K. So divide both sides by 0.2 by 0.2. This is going to be, if you multiply by 10, that is, and divide 36 divided by 2 is 18, 1, 0, and 0. And again divide that by 3,000 of this, you see here. Okay, so that's going to be 1 minus 3000 over k. Okay, let's divide this. 18 over 13 is equals to 1 minus 3000 over k. Okay, so when we finish this up, use calculator. Okay, and then this is the value of k will be okay, this is the same as k is the same as 3000 divided by 0.4. Okay, so this is the same as 7500. Okay, so this is the value of k. You can switch here, you can switch this to here. So this is what we have, 7500. Okay.